It's time to actually lock in. And I mean actually lock in, like you said you were going to do. Don't let the days go by, weeks go by, some of you even years go by, of just saying, rinse and repeat, just, oh, I need to lock in. Then you sit around, don't do anything, oh, I need to lock in. Sit around, don't do anything, oh, I need to lock in. It's a cycle almost. And don't let all this time go by without you even getting started, without you even taking the first step. Have you even taken the first step? Have you made progress since taking the first step? A lot of people say, yeah, they need to lock in. They haven't even got started yet. And I can relate to this. Earlier this year, forget in the beginning of the year, I wanted to make this YouTube channel, January 1st, beginning of the year. I wanted to be, new year, new me, new goals, new everything. 3 months went by without me doing anything. Sitting around just like you, feeling like, oh, what am I gonna do? I just gotta lock in. What's the first step? How do I get started? 3 months went by of me just, rinse and repeat, saying the same thing. How do I get started? What should I do? 3 months. And then later on, I just got tired of hearing my own excuses. I got tired of people trying to doubt me. I got tired of people trying to say what I can and can't be in life. I got tired of all of that. And I decided, screw it, I'm gonna get started. 3 months later, March, I got started. You can look at the channel, first video. And when you do look at that first video, do bear in mind I had an imperfect start. The video was not perfect. The video is not even the same as this video. I recorded that on my iPhone, and in this video right here, I have a brand new camera. What is that called? That is called progress. I started off imperfectly and made progress afterwards. Progress through experience, progress through learning things as I go. A lot of people, they look up all these tutorials on how to do this, how to do that. Let's say you wanted to make the basketball team or the soccer team or the football team, and you're looking up videos on how to have the perfect pass or how to have the perfect this, perfect that. You look up all these tutorials, all these videos, but then you never get started. I don't get that part. And I used to be like that. I used to look up all these videos, how to have, the perfect YouTube video, blow up first day, famous on the first day. I never found a video like that. Why? Because it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a perfect start. Now, if you play your cards right, you might can get a head start. If you play your cards right. But there's no such thing as a perfect start. Do bear in mind there's no such thing as a perfect start, man. You have to start off imperfect and embrace that. And then make progress as you go. And then when people look back at that first step that you took, they're gonna see the progress that you made, and it's gonna be a success story. It's gonna be a success story on how much progress you made. They're gonna look back and see how trash you were in the beginning, and then look at where you are now and see, oh man, this guy made a lot of progress. This guy or girl made a lot of progress. And so having an imperfect start is almost a good thing. Imagine you started off perfectly and you just never improved from there. Nobody would care for real, It just wouldn't even be a story at all. The most interesting stories are stories of conflict, resolution, trials, enduring those trials. You have to endure. Those are the most interesting stories. Stories of triumph. You think about Batman, he had both his parents killed at a young age. Turned him into, some would say, a hero. Some would say. Spider-Man, my favorite. We never even hear about it, to my knowledge. We never even hear about his parents. He lived with his uncle and aunt, and then his uncle died. In most of the comics and the movies, his uncle died. Sometimes his aunt, depending on which movie or comic you're reading. So first of all, we never even hear about his parents, and then his caregivers, his uncle and aunt. One of them pass away. That makes Spider-Man such an interesting character because he's only a teenager in most of the novels. He's either a teenager or a young adult going through all this. And that's not even the superheroes. That's superhero stuff aside. That's just his personal life that he has to go through. And then if you throw on top of that all the stuff he, feels obligated to do, getting these new powers, not knowing what to do with them at first, and in some movies and in some comics, he even puts the mask down for a bit. He said, you know what? Screw this. Why would I keep being a hero? What do I gain from this? And then what makes him get back being a hero again is when he sees someone in danger and he looks at himself. He says, dang, I have the power to fix this. I have the power to save this person. Then he says, you know what? Okay, maybe being a hero ain't all that bad. Maybe it's all right. Keep in mind, imperfect start. He didn't know how to use his powers. In the beginning, he didn't know what even was his powers. He had to gradually, through experience, learn how to use his powers, learn even what his powers were, and make the best of it. So, why do I bring this up? I want you to look at yourself. What powers do you have that you haven't, really realized that you even have, or 2, haven't used yet, or 3, haven't learned how to use? Instead of saying, I just need to lock in, just need to focus on this, focus on that. Have you got started yet? Have you got started on this journey of self-discovery and realizing what you bring to the table, what you're capable of, your strengths, your weaknesses, and above all, just getting started? You can't discover yourself without, going on a journey and finding things and discovering things about yourself, about the world we live in. You need to get started now, today, because yesterday you said tomorrow, and here we are. Here we are. There's a lot of people counting on you. There's a lot of people that believe in you. And there's a lot of people that doubt you. Ideally, you would want to prove some people right and prove some people wrong. Sometimes it's our own family. It's people closest to us that, don't believe in us. And that, I understand. I get it. I've been there and currently still am there. I get it. People closest to us doubt us. They don't see the vision. And that might, cloud our vision. That might make us seem, dang, am I really supposed to be doing this? Is it worth it? Should I invest my time and energy into this? You just gotta take a leap of faith, man. You have to take a leap of faith. There is no possible way. You can't predict the future. You don't know if it's a waste of time or not. You don't know if it's a waste of time or not. There's no way of knowing until you actually try it. There's no way of knowing until you actually take that first step. You can't predict the future. You have to take a risk, go through things, experience it, see if you like it. It won't be perfect, but you have to take a gamble on yourself. You have to take a gamble on yourself. You have to say, okay, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm confident enough in myself that this will be successful. You have to take that gamble on yourself. There's things like sports betting, things like, there's all types of gambles you can make, poker. You have to take a guess on certain things. And every bet, every gamble comes with a risk, of course. There is a possibility that you could fail. There is a possibility. But I very strongly believe that you can minimize that possibility of you failing if you just don't give up. Right? We hear all the stories of people who made it. Imagine if they just gave up. we would never hear their voices. We'd never hear their names. We wouldn't even know about them. The only people who are remembered are the people who didn't give up. Because each day that you try is another day that someone else didn't try. That's another day that someone else just gave up and said, screw it. Maybe this isn't worth it. Right? And you've got to ask ourselves, what are we going to do today that's going to separate us from everyone else? Separate us from the other 99% of people that gave up. And you can look it up. Look up the statistics. Even on YouTube. 99% of channels aren't even monetized. And as of making this video, I'm not even monetized. But like I said, placing a bet on myself, I do believe very strongly that I can make something of this channel and will make something of this channel. Monetized. I really do believe in myself. And I want that to rub off on you. I want you to believe in yourself to a point of almost delusion. Everyone's telling you, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you only got this. Oh, it doesn't make sense for you to do this or that or whatever they may be saying. There's plenty of doubtful people out there. I want you to put all that to the side and just focus on you. It'll be the people closest to you that'll tell you this. You know, one of my, I wouldn't even say a friend, acquaintance, talked briefly. He said he wanted to start a YouTube channel about, some Christian content. And I said, that's a great idea. I believed in him. He believed in himself. But I said, there's going to be a lot of people who don't believe you. And it's going to be the people closest to you. And that's what I mean by a lot. It's going to feel like a lot because they're close to you. But in reality, there's going to be a lot of people who do believe in you. People across the world, strangers you've never even seen before, who believe in you more than your own family sometimes. Because you took that first step and you kept going. That's what makes people place their bets on you and not some other random who just gave up first try. Give people a reason to place their bets on you, man. Give people a reason to believe in you. They can't believe in you if you haven't even got started. They see the potential, but they don't see it in action, if that makes sense. They know what you're capable of, but they don't know if you're actually going to put those capabilities to work. And so let this video be a reminder that you don't need to have a perfect start. You don't need to have everything perfect when you're just getting started. You need experience, for one, and you need, like I said for the 100th time, to just get started. Just get started and learn as you go. That is the best way to get started. That is the best way to make progress. Make mistakes, learn from them, and keep going. Don't stop. When you feel like giving up, there's another person who is doing the same thing you're doing who also feels like giving up. Are you going to be like them, or are you going to be like you and pursue the things that you want to do? Like I said, look up the statistics. There are 99% of people who they just don't make it. And I'm willing to bet that they just gave up. Not that they didn't have potential, not that they had, imperfect start or whatever it may be. They just gave up. Or they just didn't start. The only two requirements to be successful is one, get started. That's what this video is about. And of course, eventually I might make a video about just not giving up. That's what the two ingredients to success in anything, you name it. Get started and don't give up. Because over time, you will start to separate yourself from the people who did. The people who did give up. The people who didn't get started. This video isn't to be too harsh on y'all. I want to see y'all start the things that you said you would do. Like you said, I believed when you said you was going to get started, I believed you was going to get started. Now I need to see some proof. Some visual proof that you got started. And I need to see some evidence. Give me a reason to believe in you. Give yourself reasons to believe in yourself by taking actions. With that said, y'all, man, get started on those things you need to get started on. And the time waits for no man. That said, y'all, have a blessed day. I'm out.